I was actually lucky enough to take out a couple lenses around Bristol, and we did a little bit of exploring with the 12mm f2 from Samyang as well. And I really wanted to talk about something that I really took away from both of those videos on the lenses and all of that, and talk a little bit about the Canon R50. So let's get into it. It's a camera that is both tiny and really quite surprising in how much I actually really enjoyed using it. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know that I have actually been enjoying the sort of retro style X100 Fujifilm, you know, now Olympus OM3 kind of cameras, where they've got that kind of like really nice aesthetic, but also, you know, the capabilities there as well. When it comes to the Canon R50, it is of course a very small, lightweight camera with the ability to actually do vlogging as well. I've always said and had the opinion that if I was to buy a camera for myself, it's always got to have a screen like this. Canon have always had that, and I actually started on a 600D. Now, the R50 does actually boast some really impressive specs for the price point in which it is. Of course, this is a beginner-orientated camera at around about £749 for just the body, and then whatever it is on top for the lens as well. When it comes to cameras these days, I remember spending 600 quid on a 600D, and that was kind of like the price for a amateur beginner camera back then. These days it is a little bit more, but you're going to get a lot more for your money. At the end of the day, smartphones do tend to do pretty well for your day-to-day needs, and it's the quickest way for you to be able to take a photo. You know, perfect. It's going to allow you to take more photos, learn a little bit more about the art form, and also with the increased video capabilities. So this is the internal mic of the R50, but more importantly I'm talking about the lens, the 12mm f2. The bigger sensor, you're going to get a lot more out of your camera. On that note, let's get into the specifications of the actual camera. So here what you're looking at is a very compact and lightweight body. It's got a 24.2 megapixel APS-C size sensor. It's got a new processor in this, a Digic X processor, and then you've also got the dual pixel CMOS autofocus 2, which is one of the biggest things Canon have actually created out of their lineup just in general, and it's perhaps one of the best autofocus systems on the market, pretty much full stop. Of course, autofocus is actually massively important. I've actually got the 56mm f1.4 on here because it's a little bit tight. I'm going to have to move a little bit further away, because if you cut to the angle, all you can see is my lips, and that's not necessarily conducive as to a great autofocus test. Anyway, let's move back and let it focus. So it seems to have grabbed my eye, and we're going to move back a little bit further on, a little bit further on, a little bit further on. And as we move closer, you want to make sure that the autofocus is actually grabbing me correctly. Is it? I don't know. Did look like it was tracking my eye. However, Stuart will confirm it in post. The screen on here is actually fully touch screen, so you don't necessarily need to worry about going too much into the dials and stuff like that. You can pretty much access everything from the screen, which is absolutely ideal, especially if you're looking to shoot manual mode and you don't really know which one you're going to be using, which cog or dial you need to be changing in order to change the settings. Of course, this does do Ultra HD 4K at 30 frames per second, and then you got your 25, your 24 as well that you're usually expecting. All oversampled from 6K, which means you're going to have a higher quality video out of that, and it's always a nice little extra to actually have. And then with that, you've actually still got slow motion inside of this camera at 120p at full HD, which means if you want to do some slow motion, you know, slap your friend around the face and the ripples of their skin, or, you know, paintball fights, slow motion shots just in general, you have that capability here. The other side of it, it did actually use it a lot in Canon C-Log as well, which actually allowed me to do a little bit of color correction to it. Again, it's not as nice of colors as my bigger professional cameras, but it does quite well. And for somebody looking to start out in doing filmmaking, or, you know, doing YouTube videos, vlogs, you know, telling stories, it is pretty much capable of that, especially since you've actually got the mic input on the side here, so you can actually have bigger, more professional audio going into the camera. This does also have a HDMI coming out over the other side of here, which isn't necessarily in the best position, because if you've got a HDMI plugged into here, in a camera rig for example, you're going to end up breaking the port here. However, I believe this is more designed for using it as a webcam, which is another added benefit of using this if you're using it for like a streaming setup, or you just want to have a higher quality webcam for any kind of reason. It's going to be absolutely perfect for that. It does shoot 12 frames per second and then 15 frames per second with electronic shutter. The 12 is of course mechanical. What's the most important though is how it actually feels to shoot it. And I thought it would be great to actually make this video at this time, because I actually had a lot of APS-C lenses from multiple brands in which I was testing out. For the most part, all of these lenses worked absolutely perfect, and it was a lot of fun just to try out and use. I didn't necessarily use Canon centered lenses either, which I think is a great tell as to kind of how higher quality they actually are. Now, don't get me wrong, this camera is not necessarily a full-blown professional's camera. Usually they go for full frame. However, in this day and age, that's not necessarily something that always happens. An APS-C camera like this can really take you to some amazing places, and it is very much a benchmark or a place to start in a photography career if you want to make it a career for just doing hobby work. This is absolutely perfect, and it has some impressive specs like we were just talking about. Now, who is it really for? Like I said, it's the sort of like beginner amateur kind of like level camera that also can be used as a sort of like a fun everyday camera for professionals. I find it's nice and small with the right lens attached to it. It does become quite pocketable, which means you can walk around with it without necessarily having it hanging off your side at all times. The lenses I of course tried out with it were the Sigma EOS R lenses, so that was the 16, the 18 to 50, the 10 to 18, the 56, the 23, the 30, and also 12mm from Samyang. And all the images I got out of them I was really happy with. It creates a very sharp looking image without necessarily being overly too sharp, and you know, it's got a good amount of detail there. Overall, really quite impressed with this camera, and I think if you're looking for something that's not necessarily along the sort of retro vibes of what you'd expect out of a Fuji camera or something like that, something a little bit more modern, but also has incredible ergonomics as well as being pretty good, then this camera I think might actually be ideal for you. If you're someone like me, and this is the only kind of like caveat that I would actually talk about in this retrospect, is I've got quite large hands and it is quite a small camera overall, but when it comes to that, that's very much kind of up to you. If you've got slightly smaller hands, then it's going to be absolutely perfect for you. And in general, this camera right here is a powerful little beast, and originally wasn't actually going to be creating a video on it, and I ended up doing it because it's pretty good. Anyway, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to check out some of the new used camera gear that we sell, make sure you go over to cameracenteruk.com, and well, see you next time.